Hello. Hello, friends. Welcome by. Thanks so much for being here and sharing in this incredible conversation. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. So we're here in this community every single day. We're in our 6th year, and I thank you for contributing your conversation, your energy, your love, your support for this space that we share. Please visit zenfulconversations.com and perhaps sign up for some of the offerings for women that we have available. I always appreciate hearing from you and sharing safe space together. We do have a rather wonderful guest speaker coming on Thursday, June 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's a free conversation and you are welcome to ask your questions. We have poet Rosemary Watola Tromer coming, and I am just deeply honored that she is coming on, and I would love to have a great showing. So please come and share your support. Again, that's the free conversation. You can ask questions or you could just listen. It's good old-fashioned conversation. Just grab your favorite beverage and get a comfortable spot to sit. Just come on out and hang out. You don't have to say anything. You can have the screen off if you want, or you can jump right in and ask anything you want. If you're not available for the actual live event conversation, you will get the replay link the following day. Please sign up at zenfulconversations.com. So we're here in this community every single day. We're in our 6th year. And this year, we're taking a look at the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And we are having a conversation about being present for our own lives. We've had lots of conversations over these past 6 years, and this one is unique into itself, and it's inviting us to take a look and go inward. It's inviting us to take a look about how present we are for our own lives. It's just inviting us to take a look at how we're living how we are choosing to live our lives. And there's a lot that goes with that. New York Times best-selling book by Mark Nepo is described as having the life you want by being present to the life you have. And the message we're offered today, this day number 1959, is titled "To Rest Like a Tree." To rest like a tree. Feel it in the breath. Relax the jaw, the shoulders, the forehead. Breathe a little deeper and soak it up. There's a quote here offered to us by Buddha's little instruction book. Praise and blame, gain and loss, pleasure and sorrow come and go like the wind. To be happy, rest like a great tree in the midst of them all. It helps to remember this. Of course, it's hard to remember this when feeling blame, loss, or sorrow. But that's when we need this wisdom the most. Like everyone, I'd rather not experience the undercurrents of life. But the challenge is not to shun them, but to accept that over a lifetime, we will have our share of them. Let's just hold a little space for that, breathing with that for a couple breaths. Over a lifetime, having our share of them. Avoiding the difficult aspects of living only stunts our fullness. When we do this, we are like a tree that never fully opens to the sky. And dwelling on our difficulties only prevents them from going on their way. When we do this, we are like a great tree that nets the storm in its leaves. The storm, by its nature, wants to move on. And the tree's grace is that it has no hands. Our blessing and curse is to learn and relearn when to reach and hold, and when to put our hands in our pockets. Oh my, let's take a couple deep breaths here. That's a very short message today, but loaded and powerful. Let's take a couple breaths. Take a couple breaths. All right. Of course, this affects us all. And it is hard to remember. Come over here, you little dog. When we're in the midst of it. It's hard to remember this when feeling blame, loss, or sorrow, but that is when we need this wisdom most, and we know this. We know this. So it's a matter of recognizing it. And here's the thing, sometimes it takes a while. And when we recognize it, this is the point, not to beat ourselves up and say, oh, gee, you fool, you're supposed to not be doing this or whatever. We berate ourselves because we didn't remember before. But we remembered. We're in the middle of doing it or whatever, but we remembered. This is a time to say, and give ourselves kudos and credit for remembering and having the opportunity to change it right then and there. The recognizing of this space, and the wisdom, and let it in, instead of turning it to, oh, forget about it, I'll never remember, or turning it into berating ourselves for not remembering it quick enough. It's time then to turn that attention to the wisdom when we do remember, letting all that stuff go. So it'll pass if we let it. For me, I recognize that. And this to shun them. The challenge is not to shun them, but to accept that over a lifetime, we will have our share of them. Part of this human experience, indeed. Avoiding the difficult aspects of living only stunts our fullness. We hold on to it. We obsess it, we keep it with it, we mull it over, we tell others about it, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and we are keeping it alive by the energy that we give to it. We know this too. So what we're talking about this year is being present for our own lives. And not holding on to these things so tightly and owning it instead of flowing with it is what I'm feeling here. The storm, by its nature, wants to move on. Our blessing and curse is to learn and relearn when to reach and hold and embrace, and when to put our hands in our pockets. And in that pocket, we can have some selenite, amethyst. We can have stone that says hope. We can have a stone that just feels so wonderful when we rub it. Grounds me back to. Grounds me. And the texture allows these other things to release while I'm in this sensation. The meditative exercise they offer us says to stand beside a fully grown tree and breathe in its wisdom. As you watch the tree stay open to wind, feel praise and blame rush you, and try to stand like the tree. Breathe deeply and feel gain and loss circle you, and try to open your heart like a branch. Breathe slowly and feel pressure and sorrow rustle your leaves, and try to stand still, holding on to none of it. If I'm not mistaken, I have this Buddha's little instruction book. To rest like a tree, praise and blame, gain and loss, pleasure and sorrow come and go like the wind. To be happy, rest like a great tree in the midst of them all. Have you laid out a little blanket on the ground and leaned your back up against a tree? It's been a while. I shall spend time with the trees today. Thank you again for being here, and gratitude. See you tomorrow. Namaste.